Well, hello and welcome to my channel. This is Bejewel and I'm Ivy. I'll be doing your reading today. We're doing a tarot reading. This will be for the last half of October 2024, so approximately October 15th through the 31st. And this will be for my fire signs. So whether you are sun, moon, or ascendant, and this is for my Leos, Aries, and Sagittarius. Now, if you have a significant placement in a fire sign, so maybe Mercury or Venus, definitely you are welcome. Also, if you're cross watching, and if you just have a lot of fire in your chart in general, this is also going to be a good reading for you. So thank you for joining me, and let's get into the reading. I'm going to do a Celtic cross, and this is going to be general reading, nothing too specific. I've already shuffled the deck, so if this looks like it's a pretty sad shuffle, because it's not. Just moving the cards around until I feel connected. Great Spirit, Father, Mother, thank you for divine wisdom. I thank you for coming into this space, connecting with us. I invite angels, spirit guides, those that are here to grow us for our spiritual advancement, for our healing. I thank you for divine insight and wisdom. I connect with those that are watching this video, that they find peace, healing, and whatever message they need for this time. Alright, so I think I said I'm doing a Celtic cross reading. So I'll go ahead and put out all the cards, and then we will read them. I don't know. We'll figure it out. So this first card is going to be representative of you, the person that I am reading for. I do like to read inverse cards because I do think it gives us a little bit more information. Let's go ahead and we're just gonna put all the cards out and then we'll do the reading. As I'm putting these down, I'll let you know what they indicate. So the first card, of course, is the person that I'm reading, the significator. The second is going to be the challenges. It's kind of your crossing energy, whether it's internal or external. We'll get a little bit more information about that. This third placement is influences. So it represents really what's driving you. Fourth card is the past. And this could be people or events that led to your current situation. Our fifth placement are goals. Sixth placement is the near future. So this is what's coming in the next few weeks or months. I'm going to squish these cards up. I know this is a tiny table. I'm sure that there are other ways I could do this, but we're just getting started today. So this is progress, not perfection. All right, so this right here is the querent. So it's slightly different from the significator. This is indicating how you're currently approaching your situation. We have our eighth card, which is the environment that you're currently in. we have our hopes and fears here in the 9th placement. And here we have our final outcome. And as we get into this area here, I will shift this over so that we can see a little bit better. All right. So let's go ahead and get started. So with Judgment reverse in our significator area, one notable thing is that it's a major arcana, and it actually happens to be the only major arcana, which is interesting. And then we only have 1, 2, 3 cards that are reversed. So that is that's interesting. And we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 of our air cards. And just as I'm looking and I'm connecting, I'm going to do this before I get into the full reading. What I'm seeing is that there were some issues in your mind, in your thinking, and this being distinct from something you would see that comes up in your emotional body or comes up in your actions. And what I'm seeing is actually a really good trend towards clearer thinking. So this Knight of Swords is like the quickest and the swiftest, and it indicates this is like your recent past. So I'm seeing maybe there weren't so many indecisive thoughts, but there were a lot of thoughts, and they weren't particularly clear. What I'm seeing are a lot of stops and starts. A lot of good ideas that came in. You maybe got a quarter of the way down the road, and then you just stopped. And what I'm getting is this picture of your higher self, like giving you these puzzle pieces. And as you got each of the pieces, you're like, oh, okay. And you literally would like run off with it. I'm getting this image of how my dog likes to eat her food. And if we don't use the slow bowl, she will do what we call treat eating. She'll come to the bowl, she'll grab a couple of morsels, she'll run off, and then she'll eat. And sometimes she'll come back, sometimes she'll get distracted. And so we actually had to get a slow bowl, which we affectionately call the focus bowl, so that she would be more mindful about staying at the bowl, focusing and finishing. So that's what I'm getting from this recent energy. And that definitely is an interesting card playing into the energies that I'm seeing with this crossing energy, or these influences. You're definitely about the hard work right now. And while that is a great thing, it can end up in a lot of rabbit trails or dead ends. So that's what I'm seeing for you right now. Now, what I love is this card up here in our 5th position. These are our goals. And definitely, again, we're looking at this idea of work. And here you're looking at a number of fruits of your labor, and you're not really sure which one to go with. There's a great tarot reader that I love on YouTube, and I think it's Minnow Pond Tarot. And I love how he describes this card. Is the juice worth the squeeze? And so again, we've got this energy of all these different ideas and thoughts and kind of going in half-baked, doing a lot of work. And right now, you're just kind of looking at, okay, I've got a lot of things going on. I want to whittle this down. Should I whittle this down? So it's this idea of possible pruning. Now let's get down to this Queen of Swords in the 4th position. So these are our influences. So this is representing what's truly driving you. I also like to see this as like our subconscious desires. And again, we have this very strong sword, this very strong air energy. And what I'm seeing is that deep down, you are craving this focus. You are craving this mastery of the air element. It's like, yes, I'm smart. Yes, I have a lot of ideas. And I want to focus on something. Maybe one thing. Maybe you're looking for that one thing to focus on. And we come over here to the Two of Swords, which is in our near future. And so, again, with the other cards in mind, what I'm seeing is in your near future, you have a decision to make. Like you've whittled down these different areas, and now we're looking at maybe just a couple of things. And it may be even two aspects of yourself that you're looking at. I'm getting this picture of the Star card where she has one foot on land and one toe dipped into the water. And it's this idea of which path are you going to choose? And I don't get a sense that either path is wrong, but there is this sense of like craving this focus and very soon needing to make a choice. And that brings us into this card here, which is the Querent. So again, this is slightly different from the Significator, which is your inverse judgment. And this card is showing how you're currently approaching the situation. And so right here we have the Seven of Cups. And the Seven of Cups is very much making a choice. You see all of these different symbols, all of these different areas. And this is very much driven by your emotional body. It's looking at these things almost as if I make the wrong choice, how is this going to affect my plan and my purpose in life? And so it feels so much heavier than some of these other choices that we were looking at earlier, which to me says that maybe you're taking it a little too seriously. Maybe these choices are not so much about, am I going to mess this up? Am I going to be completely off of my life path or life purpose? It's more like you can try something, and you even if it's not exactly the right thing, that road will still get you there. So this one, I'm seeing that you're buying into these choices, you're identifying with them a little too closely. They're affecting your emotions, they're causing confusion, frustration, and even overwhelm. And that would be the title that I would give to this card here, the Nine of Swords, is overwhelm. This is in its upright position. This is very much the hallmark of sleepless nights, worrying, letting your mind get the best of you and not allowing you to rest. And so if we're looking at this as your environment, so that is what this position here is. What I love about this card is that it is, again, we're looking at reverses. So we're taking this energy, but we're flipping it over, which to me says you're coming out of that place. You're coming out of the worry. You're actually getting a handle on this energy. And also that this is in your environment. So this is not necessarily even you. This may be people around you. It may be situations around you. It may be the news. So if you are experiencing a lot of trouble finding rest in your mind, I want to encourage you that shortly there will be some relief. And if you want to be proactive, a little bit of meditation, walks in nature, doing some grounding, and really getting out of your head and into your body is really going to help you get through this. It can be a really disturbing and annoying energy. The Four of Swords is showing up in our hopes and fears. And this is such an interesting placement for this, because what it tells me is that yes, you are hoping for rest, but on the other side, you may be fearing rest. And these cards very much to me go hand in hand, because whereas this, the Nine of Swords, is letting the mind get the best of us and it prohibits our rest, this Four of Swords is very much that ceasing thought, ceasing fighting. You just sort of surrender. And it feels to me like this comes through as maybe even a workaholic type energy, that somebody finally decides, I'm not actually making anything better by worrying. But in the back of your mind, you've thought that worrying was akin to working out an issue. And so I think that is really what is at the core of this card showing up in the hopes and fears area, is that you want that rest, but something has convinced you that if you truly rest, specifically your mind, that you're somehow being lazy. And so this brings us to our outcome, which is the Page of Swords. And for this reading, it's perfect because, again, we've really been delving into the area of the mind, which, I mean, we're here in Libra, so we are definitely in that air energy. And this is showing me that as a collective, my fire signs are going through some, we'll call it the air school, and the recent challenges are giving an opportunity to attain this mastery over the element of air. And so at the end of this, you will actually attain and retain that clarity that you worked so hard for, which is funny because by working hard for it, you really learn to rest for it. That's what the work was learning to truly put down the sword and rest. Now, the Page of Swords is not our most masterful sword wielder. They're not the most masterful when it comes to the element of air, but what it does represent is this, like this willingness. Being from Texas, we have a phrase, I think all in the South, we have this phrase, fixing to. And so the Page of Swords is fixing to be the master of air. So the pages in general are really this energy around, being full of ideas, being very eager, again, very much that fixin' to. And air is not only an energy of thought, it's also an energy of communication. And what's really coming up is this may manifest first and foremost with how you communicate with yourself. And so what I'm seeing is the energy going into November, so these last 2 weeks of October, are really going to be a place where you're looking at this attainment of mastery, or at least getting a new badge, if you will, in the element of air. What I want to say, kind of in conclusion of this particular part of the reading, is that it really is in my mind, it is seen as progress in the realm of air and thought and communication, and really suggests a shift towards clearer communication and even intellectual growth. So this card, I would say, is encouraging you to embrace curiosity and to explore new ideas, and that can really help you overcome some of these recent challenges that are related to thought and air. Now, one of the things that I really want to do is go back to this judgment card, because I think it is so indicative of, and you'll see this as we go into, since we've gone into this full reading, the judgment in its reversed position as the significator, I think, is really indicating a period of self-doubt. I would say even indecisiveness and possibly an unwillingness or maybe a willfulness to not learn from your past experiences. Kind of that, what's coming through is like that hard-headedness. And so this card is suggesting that you might be holding back from making an important decision, either due to fear or maybe lack of confidence. It also can warn against being overly critical of yourself and others, which again can hinder your personal growth and your progress. So to move forward, it's really important to confront these fears, to learn from your past mistakes, and to really take some decisive action to embrace new opportunities and transformations. And so all of this together, to me, especially with this energy of hard work, with this energy of like, what do I choose? And this energy of literally making a decision. We've got the decision here. This looks like a perfect storm of classic overthinking being presented, like, I could do this, I could do this, I could do this. And so what I'm seeing is that this energy that you are coming into is this, it's not the fullness of the air element, it's not the full mastery, but you are being given the energies and the opportunity and the awareness to really get on a path to clarity and decisiveness. So that is your reading, fire signs, for October 2024. And we are looking at the weeks between, or the days between October 15th and October 31st. If you found this reading helpful, please feel free to leave a comment, leave a like. If it did not resonate, well, then perhaps it was not for you, or perhaps we're just a little outside the orb of when you'll start to see these energies. But either way, I really appreciate you spending time with me today, and I look forward to seeing you in the next video.